read, it's probably easiest for me. Hello everyone and welcome. So you know my name's Brum and this is Jay. I'm really excited to be here, so thank you for having me. And to show you the things that we do. And we are metal detectorists and we both love history, especially our local history. Now on the table over there are items that have been found and dug up in our local area. And the metal detectors just on the side. One is a manticore built by Mine Lab, and the other one is an Equinox 900, also built by Mine Lab. And on the manticore, which is the shorter one, because I'm shorter than Jay, my arm length, there is also a pinpointer which we use to locate the target in the ground once we've dug the hole. So anyway, that's what's over there. Have a look at a lot of those things later, and you're welcome to touch all that. We want you to touch it, we want you to feel those things, imagine yourself, the people that may have lost it, etc. Anyway, let's keep going. So the metal detecting, I've learned quite a lot about the history through finding those things in our area. And although for some, it can be said that metal detecting is just a fun hobby, it is actually more so to those who truly love the history and the parts of it that's buried deep in the ground. So I find a lot of joy in actually going that little bit deeper, hence the manticore machine that really goes deep, and unearthing the history beneath our feet, as you can see on the logo there. Sometimes metal detecting also feels like switching an actual light on for me, back on the time when you know, the history shaped our lives. So there's a whole like a buzz to the feel when that machine goes beep, 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 and you just feel like, what is in there, what's there, you know. The manticore has a 2D screen. It actually tells me on the screen if the object is round, if it's ferrous, if it's non-ferrous. There's a hell of a lot of technical aspects to it as well, which is wonderful. So the metal detecting is what finds our historical items that were once lost or discarded by the people that owned them, lost them, etc. It also affords us this opportunity to share their significance, saving them all from decay and turning into dust. So in a nutshell, it saves their history, it preserves their story, and perhaps most importantly, metal detecting revives the memory of those who once held those items. So we're going to watch a video of 3 properties. Bungala House, maybe I'll leave the other 2 in suspense.
Surprise.
Yeah. Bungala House, so let's hope all this works, all this technical stuff. Here we go. So as you'll see, once upon a time at Bungala, it hosted a lot of parties and fundraisers, and perhaps some of the guests lost some of the items we're about to find. Let's have a look. And again, as I said before, there's a skill. It takes many, many hours to learn to use a metal detector, and there is history beneath our soil, and it's absolutely amazing. It belongs to us, it belongs to this area, so let's have a look. We are detecting today, and I've got Jay with me. Jay is going to be joining in, and we are going to give this place a red hot go. So let's see what we dig up. So we're going to grid this section. So we're going to be detecting from the corner of that house down across to where I'm standing, which is a good probably 30, 40 metres. Let's just go and see what's in the ground. Nice and sharp. Very nice signal. I've started digging, folks. What have we got? I can actually see it. Looks like a coin. Not too bad. That'll clean up nicely. Another target over here, folks. What have we got here? The lovely little coin. Another very old looking coin.
Yeah, it looks like it's a King George.
King George, huh?
1919.
Oh, 1919. Yeah. Good old trick. Just heading over to Jay. Oh, I can see it. You beauty. Oh, wow. What is that? What is the coin? Oh, King George. Kangaroo. I can see kangaroo.
Kangaroo penny, yeah.
Giving it a bit of a claim. What have you got there?
We've got a 1943.
1943. Oh, it's very good condition on that side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coming over, Jay tells me she's got a coin spill. What have you got?
Commonwealth penny this time.
A Commonwealth.
Yep.
1 penny?
Yep. Penny, I can't quite see the date though.
Oh, we'll clean them all up, but we're pretty chuffed, aren't we? Looks like a coin spill. You had that one right next to that,
Yeah.
and that was where the room I reckon.
I've got a jumpy signal. Right, that was down there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get very far, and Jane's pulled me back. Target 1, target 2, and now right here looks like a coin spill, so I've just been walking back and forth. What have we got now, Jane?
Another rue penny.
Another root penny.
Looks like 1950 something.
Very nice. It's a bit worn, that one, a bit weathered.
Yeah.
Looks like you do have a coin spill. Keep going.
Yeah.
Maybe they just put them all around the tree. Because you know, back in the old days, the ladies had corsets and great big sort of skirts with hoops, and if they dropped a penny, they couldn't even bend down to pick it up if they tried. So that's why there's a lot of pennies and things like that in the ground. Oh,
Oh, that's an old sixpence book.
very old. 1910 sixpence. First year of vintage. Well, there you go. Bit of history right here in my hand. Just imagine that was in someone's pocket and they lost it, and they might have even been upset about that. And here we are finding it, like so many years later. 1910, and what are we in now? 2023. How many years is that? 113 years old. Wow, it could be grandmother. That's wonderful. Well, this is the contents of today's. I've got your points there. We'll clean that up and show you later. Now we went back there 3 times, so let's just keep going with this one. It's going to go. This is just a photo of the actual amount we dug in one day. Now that is from that point where I said from the corner of that house to, that is just in that one strip, just all of that stuff in there. And the padlock, see that little arrow sort of shape at the top? That's a government arrow padlock. And that is there. These are the things I want you to touch and feel. Quite a nice brass heavy, beautiful feel to it. Then on the other side we've got some doorknobs, a bedpost knob, and there's a lipstick there with bright red lipstick is still in it. You can actually kind of smell it when you put a toothpick and lift the, and it's called Evening in Paris. It was very red, very nice. And there's a hair clip just above it, so that is all on the table, and some studs and rivets there, probably from some scallery or something like that. And we've got some other photos there. This is the coins that we picked up and that 1857 Holloway pills and ointments token. So you shoot tokens out. Professor Holloway obviously sold pills, lotions, things to make life comfortable if you were ill or wanting to have better health back in the day. And he used to issue tokens out, so people would have to spend, a bit like a gift card, you have to buy it in that particular store, that type of thing. But yeah, that is just an array of coins that we found in that strip. So you can imagine the size of the coils. We use bigger coils than those on the bottom of the detector. You've got to go a long, long way, and there's probably an array of other things still there. And the next picky is the hair clip, the Evening in Paris, 1940s, rivet stud probably from a leather satchel, and the old Brill cream. Who remembers that? Come on, you gentlemen, hands up. So in my mind, my story, when I did all those things, I can just imagine a gentleman getting off his horse and cart, whacking out the comb and the brillie, and he's putting the Brill cream on, and the lady's putting her lipstick on and fixing her hair, and off they go to a fundraiser. At that fundraiser, let's just imagine that it was a Cheer Up Fund event. That badge just over there, the Cheer Up Fund badge, that was just sort of like a cheer up fund, I guess, to help people through the war. I don't know if any of you have heard of that particular society, the Cheer Up Fund Society, and that they may have issued those badges to people that attended a particular fundraiser. We don't know, but we found that there. That is a pretty nice thing to find. Now, the 1930s South Australian Railways locomotive badge, I don't know much about that, so if anybody knows anything, please let me know. Yes?
Our huts were all Red Cross.
Yeah? So they were part of Red Cross?
I've got a photo time of them having a Red Cross garden party at Bungarden.
Yeah, is that the photo that we print or had printed in our newsletter? Yeah. Well, I'd say that, it might have been that particular occasion or anything like that, but that is a pretty cool find.
It could be in Ron Woolman's book.
I did an exhibition with them, so
Yeah, I've got lots and lots of information if you're interested in
Yeah. But isn't it great that we actually managed to find something in our own
I can tell you the projected volunteers one was because if a young man looked like he was of volunteering age and he was still not signed up, people would be very mean. They give him a white feather, coward's feather. And so the rejected volunteer said that person had volunteered, but the army didn't want them. And
Yes,
so
they may need him to stay to
that's
help.
right.
Yeah, interesting finds though.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we might want to hang on to that one perhaps in our museum or something like that here in the district. So very interesting. Now the next property we go to is actually a house on the hill. Now the reason I've called it that is probably one of the highest ruins in our district I've been to. It's run up high, it's on a private property, absolutely amazing location. Metal detecting has taken us both and lots of other detectorists to just the most mind-blowing locations. Even if we don't find anything, just to have the opportunity and the privilege to go there and the permission from the farmers and the landowners is just such a joy because we get to take photos and share them with you as well. So I'm going to take you here, we're going to do some detecting and let's see what we find. Okay, just along the way, just let you know that on this property there were some gardens because you kind of can see the evidence, you get used to looking at stuff like that. There was a deep well which had a bullfrog in there and I think there was an almond tree planted next to it. There's an amazing fireplace and just imagine families lived there, they had fruit trees, animals and the stone walls, you know, like we all often say, if they could just talk and tell the story, it would be amazing. So let's go and have a look. Is that happening, Jane?
Driving up a very steep dirt road on top of a hill to do some metal detecting at a ruin. We have the detectors, the headset, some buckets, some hand digging tools, knives, water container with a pump. It just makes things easier. This is the moments I live for. They're just absolutely incredible. I mean, just imagine living in a stone home on the side of a hill like this, with that view, farming your own land, living your best life back in the 1800s, 1900s. It's just magnificent, wow. Depending on your level of skill and the type of detector you're using, can unearth lots of other types of things. Oh, look at that. Look, what have you got? This is all out of the same hole, the one hole. Yeah, there'll be a bigger hole. That is. Was it on the side of buggies to hold in certain things? Oh, could have been. Yeah, on the side of the buggy to hang off the rain. Rains in. Maybe we put the line of research. Oh, you've got a bullet casing. It's a bullet. Nice. Oh, here we are, another hole. This time, Jay's dug up a dog registration disc dated June the 30th, 1897. So they were valid from July 1896 to June 30th, 1897. Now the South Australian Dog Act came into effect in 1864, I think. That is a dog tag, and we did find the dog chain. So this just goes to kind of show the dogs have to be registered. Now this has got district number 118, which is this zone, and registration number of the dog owners was 42. Marvellous thing to find. Oh, Jay's dug up what looks to be like part of a tape measure. You can see some numbers there. Well, here we go. Looks like another shotgun remnant. Okay, I had a target of 92 odd on the Manticore, and after a big session of digging, they've got something. Not too sure what it is. We often say that, us detecting people, we're not too sure what it is when it's covered in dirt, but that to me looks like some sort of a brooch or a decorative piece. Very nice. Check out the fireplace one more time. It's just amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Wow. I just love these the stone ruins.
So that was for that particular location. Now I'll just take you to the photo slide. After doing a little bit of the clean-up and the research, we found that the decorative piece in the centre there is actually a lady's compact lid, where they would have maybe had a bit of lippy or the blue, you know, the blush, whatever they may have worn in the day. So that to me just indicated that there was a lady that lived there, which is really lovely. Now the dog tag, super duper interesting. The hole in the dog tag indicated that the dog was a female dog. So when they created the Dog Act in 1864, they would put a hole in the disc that indicated that the owner's dog was a female, and if it had no hole, then the dog was a male. So that was really interesting, and I have found another one of those before this particular dog tag, which is actually dated 1865 to 1866, which would have been one of the first dog tags ever issued for our region. So that dog tag and those registration numbers on the back, 118, that is here for Yankalilla. But unfortunately, when I did that research, our council didn't keep the records. The National Archives don't have our records for what dogs and the owners that own that particular dog. The registered number for that dog was 42, who the owner was, because they didn't keep our records. So that's such a shame. But yeah, we'll keep searching. Maybe somebody somewhere might have something. Yes, Ron?
I think it's the lady's lippy. You reached down quite some distance to pick it up.
Yes.
Do you remember how deep that was?
That was well and truly over 12 inches. So the Manticore machine, we can set the machine for electronic magnetic interference and eliminate that. We can set with the machine, how do I explain it in simple English? Those machines are designed, the higher the sensitivity and the lower the recovery speed, I'll explain that another time, the deeper it punches. I don't know, do you understand that? We do have another detectorist here with us. Yeah. So when I go to these ruins, there's usually a lot of what they call trash. It's not trash, it's history, but in terminology it's trash. So you run the machine over, you put a small coil, which means it takes you longer, you cover a lot more ground, because it's a small double D coil, like 2 D sides. So you lower the sensitivity if it's no...
You can adjust it.
Yeah, you can adjust it.
Yeah.
So to find depth, I've got to increase a number on the machine to say 29 or 30. And then there's a recovery speed. The recovery speed is the swinging of the detector. It sends and transmits a signal up into the computer part at the top at a speed to pick up depth. So we can go down, 2 feet, 2 feet. Depends if there's no wire and bits and pieces. So that was what we found there. Now, next one I'd like to show you is my favourite day, the best day. So let's go and have a look. We went to Treasure Lane, which is just off Dairy Flat Road. It was New Year's Day. There was not a lot of people around. They probably all had a hangover. We went to detect the road. Now, we sometimes detect the roads, our actual roads, where people walked and travelled. So on the edge of the road, if you know Treasure Lane, there's just gravel there, then you've got a bit of a verge of grass and whatnot. So we were detecting just that edge. Let's have a look what we found.
Just detecting the footpath area, the roadside, etc., where a lot of activity would have taken place. This is in the ground. We have a signal, and this is a coin that has been dug up. Quite sure we'll have to clean that up. Is that a coin or a token? No, it's a coin. It's a florin.
1954.
1954.
One coin.
Let me zoom in a bit. Wow. Did not expect to find that. We are literally like 1 metre, about 3 feet away from the edge of the road, in and around, right here, in front chilling good old, very appropriate, I think it was a sheep dip that we find around in the chili.
Especially.
I heard your pinpointer going. Oh, it's inside there. I see something. Oh, there it is. Oh, I can see it. I need to show everybody. Look, just under there, where the old finger is. Right under there. That looks like another penny. Coin. Definitely a coin. Is that two coins joined together, or is that mud? What is that? Two? Looks like nine. What is that? I always thought it was two overlapping coins. Like I said, I'm getting a little bit excited here because I did not expect this. What would that be? Just a piece of rubbish maybe? A piece of jewellery?
Piece of jewellery.
Oh, look, I'm going to let you clean that properly and slowly. Come back to it. That looks like a piece of jewellery. Well, the ladies did come here to bring lunch for the gentlemen husbands when they were doing their sheep dipping, so anything is possible.
Yeah.
Wow, isn't history wonderful? Just giving it a light brush here. Give it a squirt with a bit of water and get some of this mud off. It looks like a snake buckle. It's got like a snake head at the front. Actual green stones. That was an incredible find, Joey. Now this across the road where we found this from used to be an old school back in 1890s, in the late 1890s. So maybe one of the monks came to, drop the kids off at school, dressed up all beautifully in her finery, and has lost a beautiful snake brooch, or a snake jewel of sorts. See the snake's head at the front there? It's gorgeous green emeralds. I think that's a beautiful piece.
So that was just an incredible day. Look at that. Now when we use the water, we use distilled water because you can't use tap water and things like that. So distilled or rainwater is best for cleaning. And that is a love knot brooch dating back to the late 1800s. It was a symbol of undying love and devotion, which is such a nice find for us to find on the first day of January 2024, and that is unearthed here in our own district. Absolutely, we were just jumping, weren't we? We didn't film all that bit, but we were so excited.
We were in Treasure Lane.
I was in Treasure Lane. I was just going to say that. And to find that, I mean, that to me is more joy in finding that than just going to the beach and just finding an actual gold ring, like somebody might have lost, because that is just mind-blowing. Somebody wore that, a lady wore that, somebody gave that to that lady. Usually it was given when somebody was engaged by the family member and things like that. So that is just absolutely wonderful. So very happy to have found that. That's pretty much all I've got to sort of show you in the 20-30 minutes that I have. So I just want to leave you that metal detecting is about finding the history, and it's a pleasure obviously for us to show you these things in our local area, and that the history belongs to everyone.